Stoked to be the Stokes with Brian and Ariana. It's about to get real, you better believe me. Just got married, trying to make it through life. See, with
faith, honesty, and respect, we'll get through anything.
Stoked to be the Stokes, yeah. Yes, we are. Stoked to be the Stokes, yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Stoked to be the Stokes with Brian Lamar Stokes.
And Ariana Stokes.
Okay, this is take 4, guys. Forgive us. I finally got my joy back. I needed a moment. I don't know if you needed a moment. You've been having a really good day, but I needed a moment.
My day was long too, but yeah, not as long as Brian's.
Let me tell you something. It was trip to D.C. It was California, packing. Trip to D.C. The whole shebang with the family. From the whole shebang with the family, then we flew out to Chicago was our midpoint. Then to Vegas to minister. What? I'm saying it all.
I'm like, why do you always mention the layover?
I don't care.
Were in Chicago
because
for 45 minutes.
If you're ever in Chicago, is it O'Hare?
Oh, because we had to deal with
type
the
of
girl.
things are to Vegas. Oh yeah, Midway to Vegas. Then Vegas back to here, and then when I got here,
we had to go to work.
I had to go back to work, and then from work I had to do this.
We got to go back to work.
I got to go back to work.
Remember the times
when we were
when
broke?
we ain't had no job. You remember the times.
There's never a time we both didn't have a job.
PB&J. You
Never had
remember
PB&J. Never had PB&J.
Yes, we did.
No. Struggle meal.
Oh yeah, we just enjoy PB&J.
No matter how broke I am, I still can eat out.
That's the whole nother episode. That's the whole nother episode.
Then from work to this camp, oh my gosh, Ariana,
What?
The charger for the computer. You talk to the people. I'm gonna grab the charger.
Okay, so then we came back and Brian had the opportunity to minister at a camp with a group of adolescent boys, 2 days, and it was awesome. I mean, lives were touched, and it was just a great event. I didn't go because I had a work certification thing to do, but I think what's most amazing is that in the midst of all of this, Brian was not feeling the best. He was sick, like seriously under the weather, and he the type who don't really play getting sick like that. A lot of people don't like when they can't breathe. So imagine trying to sing and you can't breathe. So it was a lot, and then he didn't have me there to be, me. So yeah, it was a lot, but you pushed through. He's at the end of that sickness. Thank y'all for praying. Those who saw my Insta story, for praying for Brian and for praying for me. You were an awesome patient this time, actually.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, yeah. And, okay, let's just jump right to it because we know why y'all all came. We know after last week's episode.
Before we get into that she's trying to start.
What?
Go ahead.
Everyone wants to know how was DC?
Correct.
Yes. What you thought I was going to say? We don't want to court. You don't trust me for nothing. Okay. So, we talked last episode about, how we were gearing up to go to DC. We talked about our families and our expectations and just hoping everything was going to go smooth. And it really did. We had a great time. I mean,
amazing time.
A great time. We got in. Hotel was bomb. Shout out to my sister Kiara who had the hotel hooked up.
She did right.
Yeah, she did right in so many ways. So we enjoyed our hotel. Y'all probably saw my Insta stories. We had our bathrobes. I've never been in a hotel where they have the bathrobes, that you get to lounge around in. Didn't get to take them home, but we got to enjoy them. And they were so plush and luxurious.
If y'all ever want to give me a gift, I would like, what is it called? A toweled bathrobe? What is that called?
Well, I guess it was terry cloth on the inside, but it was like
cloth.
a plush on the outside.
I love to terry.
Yes, you love to tarry and carry on. Yes. So we got to see our families. It was our first time seeing our parents since Christmas. Mm-hmm. So we were super stoked to see them, of course. And, really just because I hadn't been to a reunion in a few years. So I was excited just to be around family. Although it was a little smaller this year than usual, we had a great time. And one thing that we did a lot of was walking.
7 miles?
7.5 miles one day.
And she did it pregnant.
Yes. It wasn't all at once. We got to sit down every now and then. We were touring. We were being real tourists on this trip.
We walked the entire, is it called mall? What's it called? in DC.
What do you call it? The National Mall.
National Mall.
We were looking at all the monuments.
The entire National Mall.
The one thing we didn't get to that I was hoping we would was the African American Museum. I've been before. I was so excited for Brian to go. But the way that time worked out, we ended up just spending more time with our families, which was fine because the museum will be there. God willing.
Will be there.
You know, I mean, our families will be there too, but, you know, this was like a special occasion to have them all in one place because that hasn't happened since the wedding. So, yes. So that's what DC went. And also for our families, it was special because it was their first time seeing us pregnant, right?
Yeah.
So obviously December we weren't pregnant. So this was like I'm showing, and I think it was a little bit surreal for my family, you know, who's seen me since before I was even little, you know, and now it's like I'm going to have a child. I think that was wild to them. I mean, shoot, it's still wild to me. So it was sweet, probably a little emotional, but we all played it off real cool. Like, oh, okay. What were you gonna say?
Aunt comes in and we were a little late.
Oh yeah.
And I forgot how she's singing us in like
she sung us in like gospel Baptist style.
But it was like so like genuine and so authentic. I almost wanted to cry.
Brian almost cried.
I was like, wait, hold on.
So much love in the room.
It was like a lot of love in the room.
Yes, that aunt, she loves to sing. She loves to dance.
Loves to dance.
She don't need no music. She don't need no one to harmonize with her. She'll do the background vocals and the lead part.
She sure will. And the bass line.
So we had a good time. Food was good, and, you know, we enjoyed exploring D.C. We were mainly in Virginia, and then for the second part, we got to go spend some time with Brian's sister and her family, our nephews, in Maryland, right? Where we got to have a cookout, and we had a great time there. I got to meet some of her in-laws, so it was just a whole bunch of family coming together. I fell in love with, what were those jalapeno sauce? Some real spicy sausage something was so good.
Oh, a jalapeno
and finally, I got my mambo sauce. Yes, if you've been to D.C., you know what mambo sauce does. I can have a whole bottle to myself. I'm sharing with Brian.
I thought it was mumbo.
I think it's M-A-M-B-O.
It's mambo?
Mambo.
Okay.
Mambo sauce.
Okay.
Which I haven't had since Christmas. So if you ever want to gift me anything, mambo sauce is where it's at. So yeah, so I'm super excited for that. Okay.
No, I ain't rushing you. I think I have an excitement in my
heart. Oh, because I'm like, I'm feeling rushed.
No, don't feel rushed, baby. Take your time.
Okay.
I literally feel like my body's in the living room. We're over here.
Oh, I don't feel that way. Okay. Now, the hard part, I would say, was saying goodbye, which is always hard. Ooh. But this time, leaving our families was something different. I think I say that every time. For me, it was something different. Y'all, I literally cried for an hour and a half after my parents and my sister left. Excuse me. I'm very gassy today.
Oh.
Literally cried for an hour and a half. Brian was trying to like console me before the tears even started. I like pushed him away. That didn't make him feel good because, you know, he was just trying to be a good man.
I said, dang, I'm just trying to be your friend. And she said,
I just went in the bathroom. I just needed a private moment. I just needed to cry on my own time. And then I just couldn't get it together. Even when we got to Ebony's house, everyone was like hugging me. And they're like, I'm so excited to see you. I was like, I have to go pee. Be right back. Went in the bathroom, sobbed some more. Like, I'm talking like it was just a mess. And I think what's probably more difficult about it is like, one, you never feel like you have enough time. And then I feel like I was splitting time because it was like my parents are here. Then some of my best friends were there as well. And, you know, it just kind of, and then we also knew that we were going to be going to Ebony's house for the cookout. And so it just kind of felt like there just wasn't enough time to like get to really feel like we soaked everything in. Yeah. And at the same time, we enjoy California where we are now. We're happy. So whereas before we would be like, oh, we just don't even want to go back. Now it's like, well, no, it's not that we don't want to go back, but we also want to be with our family. So it was just, I felt very torn all weekend. I probably said that word multiple times. Yeah, but it was great seeing everyone. Great seeing Bestie Ashley, Bestie Brianna. You know, and those who could make it pretty much made it a little bit earlier than us. I think that's the other reason why I felt like there wasn't enough time because we got in like 2 or 3 days after.
I feel like everybody's time was like a little mixed up only because we thought some family was coming in later, but they were actually there earlier.
Earlier,
We thought that the family reunion started on a Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, and
it started on Wednesday.
Yeah, so
talk to your girl.
no, I hadn't been in a few years, so I was a little bit out of the loop. But we enjoyed DC. We enjoyed the metro. We were real city.
The metro was cool.
Yeah, we figured it out without having to be like we were looking super touristy, I should say. So we had a good time. Oh, and then at the end of it all, y'all, we had a gender reveal.
We had a gender reveal.
And it was so much fun.
A gender reveal party.
A gender reveal party.
We knew that we were going to have a gender reveal.
Yes.
But when we were
didn't know it was gonna be
coming
party.
into the last family reunion dinner.
Yeah,
and we were the last ones to come in.
Right.
Yeah, in the conference room. And then it was just baby stuff everywhere.
Yes.
I think I wanted to cry again. I'm pretty sure
I did cry.
Again. And I was just like,
that was
wait,
a little embarrassing.
huh? It kind of felt like the wedding again, in a sense. Just like, I'm like, oh, this is for us right now, tonight. And I'm just like, oh.
So many
Dope.
tears. I don't like crying in front of people if you haven't gathered that. Cried when we got there and saw my parents. Cried when we walked in the room and saw the decorations. Because it was just, like Brian said, so much love. We thought we were going to do the reveal and carry on with the regular itinerary. And we had games. We had decorations. We had a whole photo booth. Like, it felt like a baby shower. And that was a big deal for us, especially for Brian, I think. Yeah. Because he wanted like a joint baby shower and we didn't know how we were going to make it work. Would we have to go home to Florida, Massachusetts? Like, would people come out here? And although it was not the baby shower and it wasn't planned to be anything like it, because both sides of our family were there, it felt like this is the feeling we wanted. Yeah. So now there's less pressure.
It was definitely enough for me. I think one day maybe you should write a book because you're like the writer. Just what it's like. And we talked about it last time, living like at a distance with your family, but trying to continuously make it work, and how to travel and do it and make it work. Because it is definitely hard knowing that you love your family, like you want to be, you want to see them when you want to, but your heart, well, heart is where the home is, right?
Yes.
But your heart is like somewhere else, like you're working and you're growing and you're coming of age again.
Yeah.
Somewhere else. So it's just like, how do you continue like to balance that and still feel good? Because we're extremely happy in California.
Yeah. When it's been a while since we've been able to say that.
A while.
And I think a big part of it has to do with our church family, our growth within, our church home, and also getting out of LA and feeling a little more like, okay, this feels like real life, and we're adulting and we're building our own foundation.
Building our own community.
Yeah. Learning ourselves in marriage and now soon to be in parenthood. So, but I guess that's just a part of adulthood because, at the end of the day, I feel like all the, how's it go? All the chickens come home to roost. All the hens come back to play. Eventually, everyone ends up back, together. Wherever together may be, whether it's home or here, wherever.
Is that what
or heaven. I wasn't going there that far in this instance, but yes, or heaven.
Yeah. My God, from Zion. I don't know. I really thought that's where you were going, but
I'm saying it'll all be okay. Because one day we're going to look back and be like, oh, this was however many year period, but it felt like so much longer in the moment because we don't know what the future holds. Like, we don't know what the plan is. Literally, people ask us, we're like, we do not know. And that's okay too, So, praise God.
Praise God.
So, we had a gender reveal.
Say it again.
We had a gender reveal. Why am I saying it again?
I don't know, because I just wanted to say it.
Oh, okay. We had a gender reveal. And, like I said, shout out to Kiera. What are you doing?
Because I'm nervous.
I'm going to talk about the gender reveal. Shout out to Kiera for setting up the decorations and everything. Shout out to Brianna because she was the one who went and got all of the the reveal stuff, because we were like, how are we going to do it? Confetti, powder, a balloon, a box of balloons, what is the best way to do it? Where are we going to do it? We ended up being in the hotel, conference room. Then the sun went down, so we were like, oh, now it's dark outside. Are we going to be able to do this still? We thought we were going to be outdoors during the day, ended up being indoors at night. But then we found a really cool spot where it was like a breezeway bridge over traffic with a big city light over, so everyone could gather and see. And then for video purposes, it could be clear. So that was perfect, because y'all, they were trying to stress me, talking about you can't have confetti flying in the air. You're going to cause a car accident and we're going to get fined. I'm like, I don't live in a city. Find me if you find me, okay?
The video that they were showing of how it looks when you pop it made it seem like it was going to literally drown the people below in DC.
I wasn't worried about it. I've driven and had
She
stuff
wanted her
flying and hit the
pictures.
windshield. I didn't know who to sue.
And let me ask y'all something. How black is this from 1 to 10? Whoever pops a confetti make a gender reveal at night.
The plan was to
How
do it
black
at
is that?
sunset.
How black is it?
The original plan was to do it
How
at the
black
National
is it?
Mall, but we thought maybe having a big
Oh, that
boom
is
sound on like
And
federal
it
ground
even a
wasn't
boom
going to be
sound
smart.
like that
I guess it wasn't.
at all. It was.
And the areas in the mall on the lawn that we thought we were going to be at, it was a lot. We weren't in any space where it would have
Not
been
at
a
all.
disruption.
Not
But
at all.
it all came together perfectly.
It did.
It all came. Now, for those who didn't know, we knew the gender, in advance because we just wanted to have that moment in private, and I'm glad that we did.
I'm glad that
we'll
we
talk
did,
about
too.
that in a minute. But this was really for our families and our friends because for the most part, they didn't know, aside from the ones who needed to know because they had to get the supplies.
Right.
Yeah. So it was really exciting.
And they barely wanted to know.
So we played a couple of games where people guessed, and I thought everyone was going to guess girl, but we actually had more boy guesses, but everyone I talked to was saying girl, and then we had like a photo booth. We had it was like an ice cream theme, so that was really creative on Kiara's part. Difficulties with the popper thing, or what was the delay?
I twisted it,
Uh-huh.
and it didn't pop.
And some of the reviews did say, "Ew," so I was worried that would happen.
And then I twisted it again, but I was like, let me just use all my force. And then that's when it worked.
Oh, okay.
That was it.
Okay, yeah. So that's what happened. Anyhow, well, I don't know. I actually had a special way I thought I was going to announce it on the podcast, and I forgot to set up for it.
Okay. What was... you...
Like in the mic, but I don't even have it.
Okay. Well,
That's
we don't
okay.
even have copyrights to that.
You're right.
How do you want to do it?
I don't know.
I got an idea.
Okay. Yes, I'll just follow your lead.
I don't know how you can follow me.
Oh, then you
don't
do
know.
it, and I'll just cheer you on.
All right. Oh boy, it's a girl.
It's a girl. Ah! We're both probably about to cry right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we are expecting baby girl Stokes December of this year, winter baby. Did we say baby was doing December before? We just kept saying winter.
Winter.
Okay, so baby's doing December for those who've been asking. Y'all know I'm funny about telling dates and how many weeks, and also December. That's what I'm comfortable saying. And because we were like, oh, how far along are you? Ooh, around 4 or 5 months. So about 5 months.
Add it up if you want to.
Yeah,
However
and
you
so
want to.
December. So we're super stoked. We're super excited. And probably, I mean, I don't know. I know Brian's side was hoping for a girl because they have all nephews, So they were really like just saying girl, girl, girl the whole time. I had a few people on my side of the family who were just say girl just because that's what they, wanted. But for the most part, no one really said either way because they were just, I think, excited like first grandchild or whatever. So, but everyone was really happy when they found out. It did surprise a few people. I was surprised they were surprised. But
I didn't know why anybody was surprised, but...
and then Brian's best friend Chris has always said that he's gonna have girls, so he was not surprised when we told him.
Oh, a boy pops up somewhere, sometimes. Somewhere.
Yeah, you gonna get your boy.
But...
You probably gonna get a few boys. You keep acting right, you probably gonna get a few boys here, a few girls there.
If the next one is a boy, well, people tripping. If the next one is a boy, we're done. 2 and done. Thank you. I gracefully bow out. Praise God.
Whatever God says.
Whatever God says. Please, God. Please.
Oh, that's what you're asking for?
Yes.
They asked you some premarital counseling how many kids we want. How many did you say?
I think we said 4. I think I said 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think you said like 3. I've never given a straight number because I don't have a straight number. I'm just like, I have as many kids as God wants. Because I was excited at the process of being pregnant. I'm loving being pregnant. And I feel like we're going to love being parents. And, I get sad at the thought of a child growing up. So I just feel like we just always have another one there. It'll be like, until we're tired.
Yeah. So 2.
We might even adopt. Who knows? Like, 2. I'm not,
Might be foster parents or something. You're just
Who
rambling
knows?
now, but
I'm just
whatever.
rambling. But I'm going to wash that away, that 2 and done. Who knows, okay?
No, I'll give you 3.
We're having a girl.
We're having a girl.
Of course, like I said, we found out on our own. And I think the way we found out, we weren't exactly prepared for.
No.
Because we went up to our little ultrasound place that we go to whenever we want, to see the baby. Because, you only get so much time in the doctor's office.
But shout out to Kaiser. You guys did a great job.
Yeah, for the time that we were with them.
But we needed 15 minutes to see this little girl roll around and jump around. The first time we saw her on the ultrasound to see what she would not let us see. Homegirl kept crossing her legs.
She's such a lady.
And kept moving to the side. And they tried to say, oh, can you cough? She goes, okay, cough. And I crossed my legs to the other side.
Yeah,
I'm a lady.
Crossing her legs, stretching her hands down. So it was a little difficult. Or she would be like just sleepy or just hanging out there with one leg crossed over the other. And I'm like, I wonder what she's doing. Like, she's just hanging out, just like her mama loves to nap. So we first saw it, and when we went, I think we were going with the expectation that they were going to confirm our belief that, belief, I don't know if that's loosely phrased. Loosely. That it was a boy. And so we went there, happy go lucky,
But Ariana, it was not because we thought it was a boy. Every dream that we've had.
You've had. Okay, I haven't had any dreams. Ryan's had all the dreams.
Everything that everybody has said, like family-wise, and every dream that I had, it was all girl. This little girl with her grandfather dancing. It was with Ariana's father. Just dancing, and he's like, I don't know how to dance, but I will dance with you.
Yes, that is how that is.
And every dream after that, it's all been girls, little girls. Even before we were married, I would have a dream about little girl.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, no, that you did know.
No, I don't think
Pregnancy brain, we'll just count it like that. I'm not doing it with you today.
I jumped up twins.
Girl, so then, when we got there, she's like, well, we just want a boy to start with then. And I think we were just going with that. Well, it's a boy. It's a boy. We're saying it's a boy.
Should we say why we were thinking
why?
Boy?
I don't remember.
Okay, I mean, because it was kind of deep, so I didn't know if you wanted to go far.
Oh, no. That's for another episode.
Okay, another episode. Okay, we just thought it would be cool to have a boy to start.
That's it. But we got a girl.
And so when she said it, Brian was recording. She didn't really give us a minute. She was like, are you ready? And then we didn't say yes. And then eventually she was just like... No,
she said, are you ready? And I said, well, I can clearly see what it is.
I couldn't.
And she said, what? I said, it's a girl. I didn't see no button. They said, you see a button as the little penis. And
well, she said it before you said it's a girl. She said, congrats, it's a girl.
That's not Ariana. I'll play the tape back because now, you just...
I'm very confident that you can play the tape back and I'll be right. We're not going to put it online. I'm not betting on anything.
I bet you $20. All right, because she's wrong.
I'm not wrong. Anyhow, maybe I just wasn't prepared for anyone to just suddenly say, oh, it's a girl. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's a boy, it's a boy, it's a boy. I had started having all these ideas about boys. And me personally, I've just always felt like I've gotten along very well with boys. You can kind of roughhouse them. You can kind of talk to them in any kind of way. Boys love their mamas. And just, I don't know. It's just like, it just seems easier. Girls have... Well, the girls I've been around and myself as a girl, lots of emotions and just, I'm not the girliest girl, this week I'm looking like one, but typically I'm not the girliest girl. And so what raising a girl looked like, it was just intimidating to me. So it was easier for me to default to raising a boy first, or starting with a boy and having like a little mini Brian, because I know how to work with a little Brian, so I just work with a mini Brian. So when I thought about a girl, when she said it, it just kind of jolted me, and I felt like I had to kind of play like, wow, and in my mind I was just like, what am I going to do now? And then I felt this wave of guilt, because I'm like, oh my gosh, this should not be your reaction when you find out that you're having a daughter, and one day she's going to ask, or she's going to listen, and you're going to make it seem like you didn't. And so I had a lot of feelings that day. And right afterwards, we went to Burlington, and I just burst out crying in the middle of the store. I was trying to subtly cry, and Brian was not noticing. He's asking me these basic questions, and then randomly I just lost it. And he was like, what's going on? And I'm like, I've been crying since aisle 9. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I thought it was a boy, and what if I'm not girly enough, and what if I can't do her hair, what if she hates me, and what, I just had all these fears of what could possibly go wrong between a mother and daughter. Every single one of them I had in my mind. And what was the beautiful thing about it was when I had them in my mind and when I said them out loud, God was like instantly refuting them with like his truths. Like I would just hear certain scriptures that would apply, promises, and I knew that that was all true, but I think it helped for me processing wise to get it out first. And I think what also helped was being able to see other people's stories online who shared about their reactions when they had, you know, a gender reveal and it was not what they thought or felt they were prepared for. And then I felt a little less like a monster because I was like, oh, okay, like this is a normal reaction and it passes. And it did pass. Like the next day I felt, not even the next day, maybe that night I think, I was like, okay. And I started getting excited and I wasn't feeling guilty anymore. And I don't know, that's the beauty, I think, of transparency. Because had I not seen those other women's stories about, you know, because only gender reveals I saw, people were just excited, you know. And if anyone was disappointed or less than enthusiastic, it was because it was like a man hoping for a boy or something like that. I didn't see any of the women react any kind of way. And so it was good to kind of hear some stories and hear people explain like what was behind those feelings. And for me, it was fear. So the fact that I could identify it, I was like, okay, it's not that I'm like not wanting a girl or disappointed or anything like that. I'm literally just scared. And in my mind, I guess boys are easier. And who's to say that's even true? But yeah, so those are my feelings. What were your feelings when you found out it was
First of all, I just want to say she beautifully just explained all of that. And I feel like you just helped so many women.
Oh, thank you.
Give me that.
Thank you.
Second of all, I feel that people say that boys are easy to raise because you don't let them deal with their emotions and they always hold it in.
Oh, that's a good
So
point.
I feel like our child is going to be raised with emotions to have and express herself, just like when we have a boy.
Yeah, he's
he's
will
going
too,
to
surely.
have emotions to express himself and be able to cry and be able to say I love you and be able to, if you want to dance. You want to play ball, you want to play an instrument, violin, drums, whatever. It's just going to be open.
Yeah.
So no matter which child we have, whatever gender they will be, it's just going to be an openness and a freedom to explore and be loved. So if it, no matter which child we're gonna have, I'm gonna say it's gonna be hard because we're gonna raise them how people say you would raise a girl.
It'll be challenged.
Emotions, you know.
Yeah.
Just like that.
And I'm excited for that because I want our children to walk in that freedom of knowing that they can say they're sad or they're embarrassed or they're excited when other people aren't. Because I love seeing Brian do that and be fully confident in his manhood. So I'm like, oh, I can't wait to raise
and
little
that took
children
29
like him.
years to get to, and I don't want that for any of my children at all.
Yeah. And I think also, I think one of the things that we were thinking about, regardless of gender, was how impactful our parents have been on our lives and how there's been so many times where we, in the moment, maybe didn't agree with them or maybe would go back and forth with them, only in the end to feel like, okay, they were right. And, or even maybe when we don't agree and we can't exactly see eye to eye and we're just feeling like, oh, like they just don't get it. But we're evolving in our relationship, you know, as adults, you know, now that we're like their adult children. And I guess I started thinking like, oh my gosh, like what must that feel like as a parent to know that you're doing the absolute best that you can for your child, you're loving them beyond measure, and they still find something to say about your parenting style or style of communication or your choices or your advice, you know, like I'm like, what? I don't like that. That thought was kind of scary to me, to think like I could really be doing everything in my power to just love and protect my child, and at the end of the day they could still come back to me as a teenager or as an adult child and say, you know, you used to do this and it always stuck with me, or you always, you know, find this important and I just don't find that all that important. You know, like how will I feel? Like, child, are you crazy? Do you even know a thing? Like in my mind, I don't know how my parents, it must be a supernatural grace that comes with it, because I just kept saying that to Brian, like, what if we just love our child the most we can? Like, there's still going to be something that they don't agree with that they would want to do different, because everyone always says, you know, a parent's goal is for their child to do, you know, better than them, but doing better than them or going to the next level usually means that there's going to be something different about what they're doing, you know? So I guess I'm excited for that part of the journey, but Lord, I don't even know what we're getting into.
Stop. Did you just go down? Down? Yeah.
No, not down, but just like wow, like this is a real life challenge for life. Like, it's already started, but, like, once it starts, like, we in it to win it.
Okay.
I don't know, it just hits me in moments, like
like,
but not in a down, ooh, she's moving. Not in a down movement, just like, wow, like, this is real. Like, yay, we happy, but, like, this is, like, real life. And it's, like, life or death. So, I need to find some more scripture street over this child, because...
I don't know where we just went, guys. And
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
All right, but let's just...
It's a good thing. Am I scaring you?
Yes!
I'm sorry. Let's bring it back up. I'm excited. Yeah. I love a challenge. I didn't mean to bring you down. I'm sorry. What else can you talk about? Talk about some of the gifts. Talk about some of the gifts you got that made you happy.
Shout out to Jess.
Oh yes.
Jessica Silas. She sent us
our first baby
little
girl
baby.
gift.
What is it called? What is the little drawing?
Like
called?
A little onesie and a tutu with a headband. It's like a 3-piece set.
I thought that was a little. Okay.
The white part of the shirt is like a onesie.
Yeah, what the little drawers called though? They called something.
Oh, like bloomers.
The little baby bloomers.
Yeah.
Talking about daddy girl in the mama's world. That was dope. Cousin Tawana.
Yes.
Sent us.
Our first little care package.
What was it?
Well, it was like a video monitor, which that was the main thing on my list. We still have to set up the registry, but that was probably top of the list for me, as well as some baby mittens and I think like little onesies, as well as like a little kit that has like nail clippers, brush, bulb syringe, like little, not first aid kit, but little necessities for like grooming and whatnot.
And I'm trying to be happy for this little girl, but daddy like Amazon too. So when Amazon boxes come into the house,
they don't
daddy
have
needs
your name
one
on
too.
it no more.
And people sending it, baby Stokes. You better put Mr. Stokes.
My mama
without
called,
Mr. Stokes, there'll be no baby. Let me stop.
My mama called me on my birthday talking about what she had bought for the baby because she found a good deal, and I'm just like, is a card coming in the mail for me? Like, or is this just how it's gonna go for the rest of okay. But no, I don't mind. I love it. And it makes me really excited to get like our nursery together and our budget.
So if y'all got any ideas for if you keep going negative on stuff,
sorry.
It's literally gonna be hello,
That's
thank you for tuning in to Stokes with Brian Lamar Stokes. Boom. This
so
episode
title
our
budget
like,
together.
You're trying to because you're making it seem like we don't have budget to get stuff. You're like, you're about to be canceled.
Oh, that's not how
you're about to be
sounded.
Canceled. Have the baby, drop the baby off to me, and
that's not how it sounded.
Way.
Just like, we have some like real life goals to set, so that'll help bring in some focus.
You're right.
I still want to have a travel fund because we make that a priority. It's still possible.
You can travel with the baby for free up to 2, right?
Yes, and after 2, we got the budget for that because we still gonna be traveling.
Okay, whatever you say.
Yes.
How you want to end this episode, Ariana?
Oh, let me make sure we covered everything.
Okay.
We talked about processing. We talked about processing separately, which we agreed to do because I wasn't the only one processing that day. Okay, Brian was processing too. I know you don't really talk about it, but you were processing, and we agreed to each go and find one person to process with, and then come back together. So we gave permission to tell one person the gender so that we could process all of our feelings with someone that wasn't each other, that just worked for us in that moment.
Right.
It helped us. I don't know if that's for everybody.
Sure but when I was processing, it wasn't like it was because it was bad. I was just like, wait, I'm about to have a girl. I don't even know what to... Because I guess I will say, in my head, I'm like, okay, if I have a little boy, baby boy Brian, and I'm going to give him the life I never had. I know exactly how I'm going to do it, whatever. This girl came into place, and my heart just got soft. And I said, whoa, protect her again. So protect her mom. And protect her. My God, how am I supposed to have 2 bodies at once to protect them both at the same time? These 2 women are both gonna need me because I'm raising a woman.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
Who's
just trying
to be
to
a man? I will never understand.
That's it. That was my processing. Of it. Other than that, I'm just like, it's cool.
Cool. It helped to go to another man.
And then what's crazy though? Because like we get so caught up in boy or girl because yada 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 yada, but then we forget like when you first got pregnant, it was like we just want a healthy baby. Like that's exactly which one. Just Lord, just give us a healthy, baby.
That's what we wanted. I don't think either one of us had a preference initially because people would ask us and we didn't have an answer. So you're right. Oh, did you have it?
No,
I didn't.
But I think once you get into, like, once people find out you're pregnant, or once, like, you get into it and you start Googling things and whatever, you start to want all this extra stuff. And I'm trying to think what I can compare it to, but I can't think of it, like, right away. It's like, oh, Lord, can you give me this? And it's like, oh, but can you give me this and this now? And now I got to this point, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this. And you're like, hey, your baseline was this, and you got that. All this additive stuff, it doesn't matter.
Yes. And we know, according to the word, that he will exceed far beyond our expectations. So I feel like even beyond like our, I won't even say fears anymore, but like concerns and whatnot, I just know, and others have even, just prophesied to us, that we're going to be given a supernatural grace and portion of wisdom to be able to raise this child and those that come after in the way that they should go. So I think I just really have to go back and remember that and rely on that and surrender to that, as opposed to trying to figure it out, because I literally have no basis to start from. Like, start figuring it out from where, aside from what I've seen. And I've seen some great parenting, okay, but every child is different, and we're two completely different people. So I'm excited to raise a child.
It's a weird excitement this episode, I think, because it's like we're telling people and like giving it off. So like I can feel the excitement, but at the same time it's just like, because everybody always got something to say. Wait, side note, because listen. Literally, I'm not gonna say who it was. We were like just talking. It was like, oh yeah, we're having a girl. And somebody said, a girl? You wanted a girl? And it was just like, what? It was like, wait.
You didn't see what I just did to the camera.
Oh, I did.
We might have to edit that out. I don't know where that came from, Lord.
It was literally just like, how disrespectful, one, can you be? 2, that is the gender of our child. Like, 3, like, are you on
what we gonna do about that?
She's pregnant and nobody wants any other stress on that. Literally just had to like let it go. Like, you're literally like ignored for the rest of this trip.
Like, literally, I actually ignored her.
And I think that's why we don't tell people things like right away. It's just like,
and it's not someone that we know, so I think that's what made it even more whatever. Because I'm like, I don't even know you. Like, I don't even have to tell you this. Like, I'm just trying to be open. So yeah, but that was probably the only time someone has ever said anything.
Brittany here, she watching like, I will kill her today.
We don't know her. We don't even know her. I don't know her. Maybe you knew her before, but yeah, it's not someone who we like know intimately. But I guess people just get real comfortable, because I could never imagine saying that to someone. Like, what? I don't know.
You
People
don't
are
do that.
strange. Yeah.
Whatever.
But thank you for those who rejoice with us.
Wrap it up. Let's just wrap it up.
That's my wrap.
That is the
Thank
episode.
you for rejoicing with us.
The high is we're having a girl, and your high is that we're having a girl.
Yes.
We're happy to be pregnant. Happy to be having a healthy baby.
Yes.
We did our genetic screening and all that. Everything is
Everything's
healthy.
normal. Praise
Perfect
God.
baby. Praise God.
Yes.
Nothing more to say.
The low, our energy. We tired. That's
The baby ain't even here.
No, we low. We tired from.
If you want to send some baby stuff on over,
or some daddy stuff, since he likes Amazon.
Slide into my DM. Don't slide into mine, because my wife don't like. Slide into Stoked to be Stokes DMs.
Yeah.
Praise
slide
God.
in there.
One, if you're not following us on, subscribe to us on YouTube. What are you doing with your life? Shout out to all those people. It was a strong 30 people who came through when I made that announcement last week. We are almost at 100 subscribers, y'all. Thank
we've like nearly doubled. Yes. That's awesome.
2, if you're not following us on social media, it's at Stoked to be the Stokes, exactly the way it sounds. And you should see it on the bottom of the screen here or wherever it is. It's at Stoked to be the Stokes. If you want to follow my lovely wife, it's at Ariana Nicole Stokes. And if you want to follow me, it's at Brian Lamar Stokes.
Yes.
Now, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Stoked to be the Stokes with Brian Lamar Stokes.
And Ariana Stokes.
And remember, with love,
faith,
honesty,
and respect,
we'll
get through anything. But you got pregnancy brain.
I must have it. I want to say see you next Tuesday, but I know this is coming on Wednesday.
We'll still see y'all next Tuesday.
Sure, maybe.
All right. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Peace.